If you're a sensible person like myself, then you probably think that, the Green Party are lunatics. In the nicest, most respectful way possible. But you're a bit weird, aren't you? You're a bunch of loons. Anyway, so Caroline Lucas. Now this isn't an actual article. They've just reprinted the letter she wrote for this. So now letters are articles now. Yeah, if they don't even need to speak to her about it, it's like, we'll just reprint the letter, put a photo in there. That'll be alright, won't it? Good in it. So I'm calling for a cabinet of women to stop a disastrous no-deal Brexit. Obviously, when you're a virtual signalling lunatic, what you've got to do is, pander to what's everyone doing these days? Oh, yeah. Well, women are the future, isn't it? I'm going to pander, saying, yeah, women, and then loads of loons will go, yeah, that's right, just a women's only thing, that's going to do it, yeah. This is pure lunacy pandering. I'm not saying that, like, if it was by chance a cabinet just full of women, then it's fine, But to go out of your way and do it, there's many reasons why that's a silly thing to do. Because why? Because next they'll do, because that's the thing, because apparently women are a marginalised group, even though 50% of the world are women. It's just a very bizarre time. You said, it's like, because they say women can do it, right? Oh, we need women to do it, right? But if you said, well, no, we need a room full of, I don't know, Kurds. We need a Kurdish cabinet. Why? Because Kurdish are the best at solving Brexit. Leave it to the Kurds. You're like, what are you talking about? Why? Well, people with Tourette's, Amish, I don't know, autistics, fuck knows. I'm calling for a cabinet of women. So, female cooperation was vital to the Paris Climate Agreement and bringing peace to Northern Ireland. We can stop no deal. I don't remember anything about that. Anyway, right. It's hard to remember a moment in my lifetime when Britain faced a greater crisis. A coup led by a small group of right-wing libertarians is all but complete as the Vote Leave team has been reassembled and taken control of 10 Downing Street. They are set upon implementing the most extreme no-deal version of Brexit, and most terrifyingly, we are running out of time to stop them. That's right. At times of national crisis, political leaders need to bring the country together, but that's not happening. The government is hell-bent on creating more divisions, scapegoating our friends and neighbours, and ignoring the inequality and democratic deficit that fueled the Brexit vote. I would say there could be an argument for the Conservatives creating division across the UK, because I think they successfully stayed in power by just dividing the vote so much. And they kind of let someone like Jeremy Corbyn get in charge. Because it was like, well, whatever bozo we put in charge of the party, or as Prime Minister, we know that no one's going to want to fucking vote for this clown. Genius. Anyway, ignoring the inequality and democratic deficit that fueled the Brexit vote. Here we go. Here's the talking points. Inequality. Like, shut up. Why don't you talk about actual stuff? Instead of just picking words out of the air. Because that's what it is most of the time. They just pick up words and go, inequality, blah, blah, blah. When it's like, there's no nuanced explanation for it. It's like, well, could you break that down, please? No. I'm just going to say words. I need my article to trend. I need keywords. It is not only a crash-out Brexit that threatens our future. There's the climate emergency too. Well, you are the Green Party, so obviously that's your main concern. And the unscrupulous leader would have no qualms about manipulating it to justify the sweeping aside of democratic guarantees and people losing their rights. Like, who's losing their rights? This is getting very deep now. Who's losing their rights? The fuck? We have to avoid this danger. Mending our broken democracy should underpin... How is it broken? Why is it broken? It's only broken because you didn't like the decision. This is real. This is... like something in a. This is something in a bad joke, man, isn't it? Like, isn't it? Like, surely this is like a something in a well, quite a good comedy. But unfortunately, this comedy is real life. Where who have you consulted? This 16-year-old. Who do we need to talk to? Could you? Right, we need an expert. Can you send me a school child, please? It's so strange that you'd say that. Going, why? You know, Greta Thunberg. Well, I consulted with her, and she enlightened me. That's right. She told me I things I could never possibly have thought of, being a grown woman, having lived my whole life. You know, lived a life, and with rich experience, with rich life experience. No, this 16-year-old idealist. I ever wondered, like, this 16-year-old can fucking fly to conferences around the world. How many 16-year-olds you know who's doing that? You know, he's not an average. He's not like. Well, what is that? Do you know what I mean? Like, you think, saying, this is the voice of the youth, the future of youth. This is the voice of. This girl flies to fucking conferences, probably first class. Like, she flies. She's worried about climate change. She's been flown all over the fucking world to go talk to parliaments. It's not normal. It's not regular. Like, she's like, it's fucking bonkers. It's crazy. Anyway, I'll go off topic. Anyway, the same degree of cooperation is needed to confront what's happening in the name of Brexit. That's right. We need a busload. We need the Scooby bus. We need the special needs unit. We need to get a special needs bus of kids. They need to turn up. We need to all have a chat. We need to all have a little talk. We need the special needs unit of a private school to come into cabinet and tell us how things are done. At that point, are you just going to say, do you know what? We need to have a vote on whether you should be leader anymore, because you're fucking lost your mind. We need an emergency cabinet, not to fight a Brexit war, but to work for reconciliation. I believe this should be a cabinet of women. That's right. Why? Oh, probably good reasons. Why women? Because I believe women have shown they can bring a different perspective to crisis, and are able to reach out to those they disagree with and cooperate to find solutions. It was two women, Betty Williams and Myriad Corrigan, who began the Peace People movement during the worst of the troubles in Northern Ireland. I don't remember ever hearing about that. I'll have to take your word for it. And two women, Cristina Figueres and Ségolène Royal, who were key to the signing of the Paris Climate Agreement. Well, has that made a difference? Why is everyone protesting if these women did such a bloody good job? Surprised I can't go out there and suck an exhaust pipe and get pure oxygen. Anyway, intractable problems have found the beginning of resolution thanks to the leadership of women. Well, yes, obviously. Look, you know, but what I'll say to this is, if you had a cabinet just purely of women, this is going to be a fucking disaster. I hate to break it to you, but like, this is kind of stuff that everyone knows. Like, and I don't know why we've sort of ended up in a loopy loony world where apparently we just have to ignore the facts and just go, oh no, that's fine. No, it's like, I used to work in an office that was predominantly women, and me and my friend were like the two first males they'd employed. And I tell you what, when it's majority women, and the men generally, if it's majority women, we just used to keep our heads down, you know, have fun, you know, a bit of banter, right, love, oh, love, let's touch your ass. No, not like that, I'm just joking with you, making a joke. Do you see the layer? But I'm telling you, just the level of bitchiness in that office, the level of nonsense that went on, and because it went unchecked, because he had two dudes in charge who were like just you know, obviously their wives kept their balls in, you know, their pockets. I'm saying it just wasn't, it just didn't function very well. It put a bunch of women together, unless they're all friends. It's just horrendous, you know. Intractable problems. This is what, you know what I mean? Like, it was too, because the deal to cooperate. Right, the first thing girls do is try to shit on each other. They really, like, girls can be horrendous to each other. And, like, you want to have a cabinet to solve Brexit of a bunch of women. It's a terrible idea. It's terrible. This is why women shouldn't be given codes to nuclear warheads. Do you know why? Because they fucking... They blow up a country because they didn't like someone's shoes. They would. You know? One girl sucks 20 dicks in a night, but another girl sucks 22 dicks. And the girl who sucks 20 dicks goes, she's a fucking whore. This is girls, man. This is, you know, and you know what you're like. I could go on all day about how stupid men are and shit. Easily. I am one, so I know. But, you know, don't be swanning around thinking that we don't see your shit. It's ridiculous. You should embrace your stupidity and the fact that this is a stupid idea. They're going, what was I thinking? Anyway, I have something. Sorry, just totally shitting on women. But it's true, man. Just come on. Like, are we not? And this is stuff that girls are. Girls are the first people to say. You never heard? How many girls you meet and go, I don't like other girls? So many. There's so many girls like that go, I just don't like other girls. Because they know what you like. So I've reached out to 10 women colleagues from across political spectrum at Westminster and Holyrood. I don't think you spelled Hollywood correctly there. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Anyway, so all of them, you know, conservatives, libs, and blah, 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 asking that we join together to stop the dangerous pursuit of a crash-out Brexit. This is not an attempt to replace one coup with another. No. A small group of us should not be deciding on Britain's future, and that is not what lies behind my initiative. Alright, so what are you doing then? But we need to find a way forward that allows the British people to decide which course they want to take. To begin with, that means denying Boris Johnson the reins of power through a no-confidence vote and establishing a national unity government. Political tribalism would likely scupper any moves that are just about putting Jeremy Corbyn in charge. So far, the Labour leadership's reaction has been to suggest they would not work in coalition with other parties, and politicians from some other parties have made clear that would not serve under this leadership. A government of national unity must do exactly that, unite parties. And I believe that a cross-party cabinet of women has the potential to do exactly that. You're fucking deluded. So stupid. I'm sorry, but like, come on. You think because it's going to be a cabinet purely of women, it's going to be any better? They're still politicians. Regardless of all the silly stuff I've been saying, it's still a bunch of fucking politicians. Like, who have you reached out to? You've reached out to all people who probably want to remain in the EU. I guarantee it. Because you've mentioned people across all political spectrums. Yeah, but not all people that think, but all people that are probably thinking the same. I'm assuming this, but I guarantee it. We then need to press the pause button in order to organise a confirmatory vote that offers people the choice of the status quo or pressing ahead with the latest government plan, whether that is a revised withdrawal agreement or, as seems more likely, a proposal to leave with no deal. It also means a commitment that, as politicians, we accept the outcome of that fair, transparent and informed vote, even if it delivers a result we do not agree with. Shut up, the vote's been done, 3 years of this bollocks, and you want to fucking... Like, stop it, this is so desperate, shut up, like... I believe we can make this happen. I'm asking my colleagues to meet with me in the coming days, so together we can transform the conversation about Brexit, so together we can find a positive way forward, revitalise our democracy and stand up to this government's reckless gamble with Britain's future. I'll just leave it alone, would you? Do you know what I mean? Like, this reminds me, this is quite a dark tangent to go off, but it's not a tangent, it's as in a way to sort of process this kind of attitude. Forget the whole, cabinet of women thing, which is just amused me, as if that's going to solve anything just by having it full of women. It's just so stupid. It's like going, no, nothing's going to solve it. You think, oh, well, if we had a bunch of women, that'll do. All this is like, it's so obvious. It's like when people say, oh, I don't mind who you vote for. Just go out and vote, yeah. It's, go out and use your vote. I'm not telling you to vote for. After they've been having a tirade against the people they don't want you to vote for. It's the same kind of thing. Whatever the outcome, but they believe that the right outcome will happen because they just keep kicking up a stink about it. I mean, I couldn't give a shit either way. I don't care. I think it's what I do think is I think the love of the EU is very weird and cringy, because you got the idea of the EU and then what the EU actually is, which is just a bunch of bureaucratic lunatics. You know what I mean? The concept of the EU is very old, and it was a good idea of trade and freedom of movement, but it isn't that anymore. It's become this. It's literally become like Spectre out of fucking James Bond. It's kind of like that. So like that's why you got two sides. This is where I see it. You got two sides, and fighting for different things. Then it's not even the same thing. You got one about freedom of movement and trade and open borders and loving everyone, and you got the other side, who fucking hate Brussels and hate the people that are there and think there's too much money's being spent on it. That's what you've got. But they don't meet in the middle at all. They're like, oh no, because they're like, you're racist, they're saying, you're fucking libertards, or whatever it is. It's like, you know, there's no real communication between the two, because they're just, it's one person's looking at, one person is seeing something else than the other person. There's no unified vision. It's literally looking at the same thing and seeing something completely different. Like that stupid fucking dress. Do you remember the stupid fucking dress that either looked blue or red or something? Or gold? It's blue. It's gold. At the time I thought, why are you wasting your time with this fucking dress? There's plenty of other things going on you should be concerned about. But that is what this is. So of course there's going to be no unity on it. It's pointless. The people voted, just let it happen. Like, this is the equivalent of getting back into a... What I was originally going to say, this is like, if you've ever been in an abusive relationship, right, and then you have some time apart, and you get back together, and you think it's going to be good, you think it's going to be different this time, and the first day, you know, you end up, you know, bottling each other, you know, and then you split up again, and then a month passes, you're like, oh, let's give it another try, it won't be like before, and then you bottle each other again. This is what they're like, going, no, we just need to do it this way. No, don't listen to me. We need to do it like this. It's like, look, it doesn't work. Just stop it. Will you just stop, please? You know, no, I just need it to be like this. No, it would be perfect when it's like this. No, I promise you, Just stop. Okay, with your silly fucking ideas. It's just, you're talking about one thing and the others are talking about something else. There is no, there's no, you know, you think you're looking at the same thing, but you're clearly not. And you're like, oh, let's have a cabinet of women. Like, why? Such a stupid... What? Why don't you have a cabinet of people that don't care? That'd be better. Have a cabinet of people who don't care, but like someone like me is like, I couldn't give a shit. I couldn't care less. Right? Like I said, I've told you my views. I don't think the EU Parliament